Hello, welcome in. So today you're gonna talk about the higher priestess, and I think many people has kind of a difficult path to understand her because she is absolutely mysterious. It is our archetype, I would say, of our divine feminine, of our intuition, and as portal she is, she invites us to enter her temple, to swim in the water of your own subconscious mind. And sometimes you're not able to listen to the quiet voice in the back of your mind because you have excessive thinking, and those excessive thinking can block your intuition. And what she comes in a reading just to say, we need clarity. And clarity came from still, to be still. And this word with so much distractions is so hard for us to actually sit down and be still. But for you find out way through life, she advises you to actually looking for your own high priestess, because you do have. So let's dive in this beautiful, deep, life-change archetype called High Priestess. It took me a long time. I think honestly, Moon and High Priestess for me is the hardest. I have to heal in my own feminine energy as well. I'm in this path. And I honestly do not fully. I think there's so much more to still learn about her. But you must encounter the High Priestess before in other forms, like the archetype of Isis, Persephone, Artemis, and many more. The message of the High Priestess is actually to quiet your mind. That is the first one. Quiet your mind. Your monkey mind. I do have my monkey mind as well. So it's important to quiet your mind, because sometimes you just know. You don't know exactly how you know, but you know. Trust the dots you somehow connect with your future. You have to trust in something. Your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. And that's the point. If it's something in your mind, it's keeping repeating. The subtle voice, not the repetitive and anxious thought. But for example, if there is a calling that you're supposed to be taking, you're not. If it's something that your soul say to go to that direction, not the one, and you cannot explain why, logically, that may be your intuition, that may be your calling. And you get to listen more the voice, your inner voice, to find your way through life, right? The second one, the High Priestess in the middle of two pillars, right? And that's her responsibility to serve as a mediator between the depths of reality. She's the third pillar, the path between. She believes that both pillars are equal and important in both worlds. So if you sit down one day and keep quiet there, time enough to know there's so much more than this 5D reality.
One of the biggest teachings of the higher priestess is how to find your middle path or your balance, right? So let's talk about abundance, prosperity, and how to find our balance, one related to that. We don't want to be a cheap person or a miserable person that complain about money all the time, right? We don't want to live in scarcity. But at the same time, you don't want to be a overspend that just spend money to fulfill emptiness with us. So how can you find our balance How can you enjoy the good things that life has to offer us, but at the same time think about our future, right? And use our money with consciousness. How can you be a giver without empty ourselves? So we need balance in our financial life. When you look to the ocean, to the trees, to the infinite sky, to the amount of birds out there, all over the world, only what you see is abundance. So abundance is out there for us. It's available. So how can you find our balance in this infinite abundance that is offered to us? Right?
What is balance feels like for you? What peace feels like for you? So it's for you to try to find your own way of living balance, living between words, you know. The other thing the High Priestess teach us is about patience, you know. Patience is so important for your own journey. So take your time to access your current situation. When the Higher Priestess arrive in a reading, she's not saying, okay, you have to decide now. You have to know what you want now. That's not what she say at all. Her message is learn with nature the value of time. You cannot rush a flower to bloom, a butterfly to leave the cocoon. Everything has your own time. So are you. So the journey that you are in, it has their own time. And if you try to hurt, you're just gonna hurt yourself and it's not gonna do any good for you.
The higher priestess invite you to her temple. She asked you to look beyond your insecurities, to go beyond your box. Don't tell her that you don't know what to do with your life, that you don't know the answer, that you are lost, because she knows that you know what to do. You just have to dive into her water or your water and find your own answers for everything that you're looking for. You see, it's so beyond your physical body and your reality. It's so beyond what is in front of your eyes right now. And when the higher priestess comes to her reading, she just invites you to find your own higher priestess, to find your own knowledge, to answer your own questions. Because you do know what is better for you. Maybe you're clouded by the thoughts. Maybe you're insecure about what happened in your life and live by your past. But she knows you're so much more than that. But for you, remember. Understand that I'm saying remember. I'm not saying for you to learn. You know who you are. You know your potential. You know that you are stardust. That you're one with the infinite force. And there is a small problem that in front of you is just that, it's small. Because you're so big. And at the same time, you're just sand, dust. So why worry? Just calm down, listen to your intuition, and find the way to conquer your balance, to live through your balance.